peace, and wholeness. And I say wholeness today because the message that I'm here to share is how to properly recognize, understand, and accept all parts of ourselves, including our traumas, that may oftentimes be hidden underneath a whole lot of baggage. And so now it's time to open up those bags and scoop everything on out and analyze exactly what traumatic situations, people, environments, and information lingers around from our past. And the whole purpose of doing this is to make room for new energy to come into our lives and uplift ourselves in ways that are harmonious to our goals. But first, we must address that which no longer serves us. So let's get into it. Step number 1. This may be easier for everyone, but let's first recognize that we have gone through a lot. We all have trauma that we've been through. Some more than others, but it's all relative. But now it's time to unravel the complexity of emotion that was involved with those past traumatic people, environments, circumstances, and or information. Alright, so step number 1, we recognize that we are who we are because oftentimes of the traumatic past experiences that we've been through that have molded and shaped us into who we are today. And so now we're going to identify exactly which ones we want to recognize and ideally go down the path of acceptance. So what I like to do is to analyze my dreams. But first, this is assuming that we are actively recalling our dreams upon waking up. So in these dreams, there's oftentimes characters, individuals from my past that are repeatedly showing up in my dreams and playing some kind of role there. And for me, that's a hint that there is some kind of underlying connection that I have still remaining with that person. And yes, that goes beyond just cordial friendships, but oftentimes there's something deeper that's worth uncovering. So I've found an individual of my past that has constantly appeared in my dreams, and now my goal is to pair that individual with some kind of characteristic trait in myself. And with this, I mean that we are trying to dig deeper into the influence that this character had on my life or on yours. So try to reflect on what environments were you in when you were interacting with this person. What did those environments cause you to embody in terms of characteristics or habits or qualities? Was there anything that you looked up to in that person or looked down upon in yourself? These are thought patterns to begin going down when we've identified a person, and we can go down the branching of different environments or circumstances that we were in with that person. And the more we think about it, the more we may recognize that there's a lot to it. So we've identified a person, we've been contemplating the different environments and circumstances that we've been with that person in. We've recognized quality traits within ourselves or traits in them that spark something, some kind of feeling in ourselves. And we want to now recognize, like, where exactly are we doing all this thinking? And I propose that sometimes it's best to sit down and do absolutely nothing, close your eyes, but that may be a bit intense, may be a bit direct with all the feelings that could come up and arise within. So a personal favorite of mine is doing some kind of low involvement, repetitive movement. And I say that as anything from yoga, from stretching, from simply walking, to even running or cardio, walking up the Stairmaster, going for a bike ride. Anything that allows your body to be distracted to some degree, but your mind can be free and allow the flowingness to go in whatever direction feels right. I would propose that many of us are doing this unconsciously or without conscious intention, where let's say we're going for a run or maybe even a drive and we're driving, we start the drive, we're thinking about, oh, I have to make this turn and that turn, and then we begin to get lost in our own thought, and before we know it, we're at the destination and we're like, how did that even happen? Well, it happened because it probably needed to happen. Oftentimes we are pushing these traumatic experiences, people, environments, and information down and never really having the intention to dig them back up and analyze them. And so I'm not saying that it's best to recognize all this in the absolute moment and never have any trauma to reflect upon, but it is important to have a regular routine that you can dig up any kind of trauma from your past that you may have completely forgot about. And again, the purpose here is to improve ourselves with love. We want to recognize all that we've been through and all that has shaped us to be who we are today. We want to understand all of it. The more we can understand about ourselves, the greater we can utilize our potential for the betterment of ourselves and others. And with this, we are accepting ourselves wholeheartedly. We're not seeking to change ourselves because of things that have happened in the past, but but rather we want to accept ourselves with nothing but unconditional love. The more you understand how complex your past is and how much is involved in creating you to be who you are today, then this may allow you to have more love for everyone else, because believe it or not, we may not be as unique in what we've gone through as we may think. I'll conclude by saying that it is important to find any kind of catalyst, a part of your day that allows you to properly reflect on the people, the environments, the circumstances, and or the information that has been traumatic to you in your past. For me, it may be dreams, but for you, it could be anything else. Find routine to your daily life where you can sit down or move around and allow these thoughts to generate within and allow these emotions to bubble up to the surface and be properly addressed, because if they don't, then that's when they mix and mangle and affect more than they should. So take this information and love yourself wholeheartedly, or at least begin the steps towards that direction. Thank you, thank you, thank you.